Hello and welcome. In this session, we will be creating a bowling game. A very simple game that simulates the process of the traditional bowling game. I'll just give you an overview of the application before we actually get into the actual coding. So here we have a little table that we're going to be designing. We have some pins that we will be using for the game. Now these pins are added automatically by the system. So we're going to look at how we can randomly add these pins to the table. And then we have this little ball that we're going to roll by pressing the up arrow key. If it hits the pin, then we have a little game sound or score increase by 1 and so forth. We hit another one. So we have to position ourselves for the right place. So we notice the score keep increasing. All right, so at the end of the game, if you wish to restart, just press the escape key and that will restart your game for you. All right, reposition the pins and so forth. All right, so let's get into it. So we're gonna get into it. So we're gonna be creating this game using Python. All right, so I'm gonna open up my Python IDE and we're gonna get started. All right, so here we're gonna get started setting up the basic assets that are on in the game. So we have our background, very simple image. I'm just going to use Microsoft Paint to do my design. You can use your favorite graphic application. So I'm just going to create the background. I'm going to create a ball. I'm going to create a pin. All right, so let's get those done. All right, so the background that you choose, again, it's going to be up to you. I'm just going to do something very simple. Make a little border from around here. All right, so I'm just going to use a box. All right. That's a very basic design that I choose to use. And then I divide this into 4 parts. So there. You can actually measure it to be more precise. And let me measure it. So this is it's 600 wide, so I can go to 150 per space. This is 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's about right here. So let's go from here. Just hold on shift when I join the line, so it will be drawn straight. Hold on shift. All right. All right, the next one will be about 450. That's 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, right here. Right. Again, the background chosen, it's going to be up to you. I'll just add a little fill color. Right, so I'll put in some color. Something green here, a little bit green here. All right. I think that looks good for the purpose. Now, very important, we're going to save this file now. So I'm going to save it. And we're going to be saving it as a GIF file. All right. So in this folder, I'm just going to create a folder called img. And I'm going to call this background GIF. Right. So it's a GIF file, so I'm going to save it. All right, this is fine. Let's continue. Okay, and then now I'm going to make the ball. The ball is going to be a little small, so I'm going to just adjust this. I'm going to use about is 10, 20, about there. I made the ball small. Okay, I'll adjust it after I draw it. Let me get the drawing done for the ball. Again, the design that you use is going to be up to you. All right, so now just going to add a little color. Just add a black fill in the middle. Two sides are yellow. As this is a very fun game, a child could actually do this. So this is something that you can encourage your kids to try at home. Not much complications. And Python is a very easy language to learn. So I'm just scrapping this out. All right, so I'm gonna make the ball a little smaller. So let me just adjust this. So I'm gonna take it down to about 29. This is 10. 20, it's 30, it's 10, 20, about here. And the height is going to be about 31. That's 1, 2, 20, about here. 2, 3, yeah. Let's scrap that. Good. I'm gonna save this now. Again, it will be saved as a GIF file. So in my IMG folder, I call it spawn.gif. All right, finally, I need to make the pins. So let's make this a little bigger to draw my pins. So I do one image for the pin. Again, the design is up to you. So it's your creativity that is needed at this point. So draw this first simple diagram for the pin. Let's draw one more. All right. I'm just gonna add some colors. Put in this little section here in the middle. Get that ready. Fill it with some. And then the rest of it is fill it. Use a different color. This is a nice color. All right, so that can work for a pin. All right, so scrap this out. All right, pin. I think this size should be fine. I'm gonna make it a little shorter. Select it first. Little about there. All right, so you can always adjust it what you would like. All right, so having done that, I'm just gonna save this. I'm gonna have to save it with a different name. Spin GIF. I'll just double check on the ball to see if it was destroyed or not. Good, so now that we have created our assets, so our little different objects that we have in there, so let's just jump right into Python. Now we're going to be looking at how we may go about adding these to our bowling game application. So my game is called bowling, and I'm going to be designing this game based on the turtle model. So the first thing that we need to do is to import turtle. All right, so what I want to do in this section, I'm going to just take you into adding the different components, adding the background, adding the ball and so forth. All right, so first thing we need to do is to set up a window. So it's $N. This is just the variable that I'm using to represent the window. And that's going to be equal to turtle. That's screen. Next, I'm going to be adding the images that we have created earlier. So I'm going to just add them. So it's $N that set the background picture for the window. That's BG pick. And the path, the BG pick is going to be ing slash background. I'm going to add the other stuff that we created. So I'm just going to add them. So it is WN, the shapes. So I add these shapes so that Python will have access to them. It's ing ball that GIF. So WN shape. It's going to be ng slash in that GIF. All right. So these are the three main graphics that we're going to be working with. And from this, we will be able to set up our game. All right. So before I go any further, let me just run this so you can actually see what we have so far. So let me call this. All right. All right, so here is our output so far. So far what we have here is just the background appearing here. We're gonna add the ball, and we're gonna add a pin now. All right. So now to add the ball, what we're gonna do is to create a turtle for ball. All right, so I'm gonna create a ball. So say ball is equal to turtle. All right. So once that is done, all I need to do next is to position the ball where I would like it to actually appear. So I'm going to position the ball at the bottom. So I'm going to just lift the pen up. So I'm going to just say ball, that pen up. Matter of fact, let me do it without pen up so we can actually see what happens. All right. So I'm going to set the position. So I'm going to say ball, that's set, position. And I'm going to set the position to the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to set it to 150 / 255. All right, so let me put it at a better position and put it in the middle. 0, and let's put it at about 200. Let's not put it so far down. All right, so let's see how this actually phase out. All right, so I'm gonna put it at the bottom, so that's negative 200. All right. All right, so let me see this on it. All right, so this is, let me show you what's going on. So the turtle here represents the ball. All right, so I'm going to change it to the shape that we intend to use there. So I'm going to change the shape. So I'm going to say ball, that shape. And since we have imported these, we have added these shapes, so we can actually use them. So it's going to be img in double quotes, img slash ball.gif. Right, and that will change the turtle for us to the ball, right? All right. So let's run this and we'll see what's going on. Let's F5 to run. There we have it. All right, so this is our ball. All right. All right, so the next thing that we are going to do, so I indicated also that we would normally say pen up. What happened is that you might not be seeing it now, but what happens is that whenever you move the turtle, it draws a line following it. So it's best to pen up before you actually reposition. Right, so I'm going to just do that. All right, so this will allow the turtle to move to the given position without actually drawing the line that that trails it. All right, so the next thing to do is to add the pin. All right, so I'm just going to be adding one pin now. Later on, we'll look at how we add the different pins. Again, we have to create another turtle for pin. So say pin is equal to turtle. That turtle. And similarly to the ball, we are going to be adding the image for the pin. So let's say pin that shape. It's going to be img. Pin.gif. Right. So that actually changes the shape for you. That's the shape of the pin. All right, so now we can decide where on the screen you'd actually want to position our first pin. All right, so you can decide on that where you'd like to position the first pin. So I'm just gonna set the pin's position at this point. So I'm gonna just take the pin up, the pen up. So let's say pin up. I'm just gonna randomly select a position. As I said, later on, we will look at how we can set the pin, add the pins randomly. All right, so I'm gonna set a location. So pin that set position. All right, and the position that's I'm gonna be using for this one. So it starts out when the turtle is created, the turtle goes in the middle of the screen. All right, so I'm gonna just move this pin to the left a little. So I'm gonna just put this randomly, put it at about negative 200. It's gonna move a little left from the screen. And in terms of the height, I'm gonna put it above the middle. So I'm gonna put it at 220. Let's say it's negative 200, 220. Right, and that's it. So this will add one pin, and then we will take it from there. So this is what we have so far, guys. So we have one ball and we have our pin. All right, so we're gonna stop here and stay tuned. In our next session, we will look at how we can add some listeners in order to control the ball's movement and so on. All right.